Hi guys, and welcome back to Movies That Matter with the Viking. And of course, this weekend is Justice Con, and we are in day 2 now. Yesterday was a great event with the Nerd Queens and Meg interviewing, doing a panel with Cyborg himself, Ray Fisher, with Darkseid, Ray Porter, and then later on in the night, Zack Snyder, the main man himself. Now, they interviewed Zack, and it was a very fun talk, an interesting talk on the process of Zack Snyder's Justice League, the ratio he shot it in, and what he's kind of currently working on right now. He did say he's working on the effects, trying to get all that stuff finished, and he did bring a teaser, a clip for us fans. Now, this is a clip that we have seen before. If you had bought the Blu-ray of Justice League back in early 2018 when it probably would have come out, why did you buy it in the first place? No, seriously, if you did buy it, or if you just would have seen it online anyway, there was a deleted scene that was put into that Blu-ray, and one of them was that scene where Alfred is in the Batcave and he's working on a car or something like that, and then there's Ripple in his glass of scotch or whatever it is. Sorry guys, I don't drink, so I don't know the names of alcoholic beverages, but there was a ripple in his drink, and he's a bit startled, and then who flies down? Only Superman. Now, in that deleted scene, it was Superman, but it was Superman in his his traditional blue and red suit. And there's a big smile on his face, and he's coming towards Alfred. Now, I remember there was a big debate whether that was a Zack Snyder scene or whether that was a Joss Whedon scene. Now, it's very obvious to see that that's a Zack Snyder scene, because you can tell that there's no CGI around his mustache or anything. That was 100% shot with Zack Snyder behind the camera. So many people seen that scene and wonder why they didn't put it in the film and blah 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 and all that stuff. But that's the scene that Zack brought to us last night at Justice Con, this little small clip. And what was different about this clip? Well, Superman wasn't wearing his blue and his red his suit and his cape. No, he was in this black suit. Now, the video that was shown by Zack, it wasn't in the best quality because he said they're still working on it. But I thought it was pretty cool to see this scene, to confirm this scene, and also confirm that the black suit will be a crucial element of Zack Snyder's Justice League, and the red and blue suit will be one that he's going to have to earn or get to in Zack's story, in Zack's arc for Superman. It was a short scene, but it was pretty cool. And look, I was happy with the scene. We got to see Superman, Henry Cavill, in a cool little scene, and the black suit. And I really do like the black suit, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes. But a reason that I heard Dave the Film Junkie talk about this also on his live streams. And so when they were shooting Zack Snyder's Justice League back in 2016, Zack was fighting with Warner Brothers to try and get the black suit to be in the film, but Warner Brothers didn't want it. They wanted the blue and the red suit and the traditional suit. They didn't want this black suit. They didn't want Superman to be in a black suit after he got resurrected from the dead. And Zack was kind of fighting. And so there was kind of a compromise made where Zack kind of said, okay, we'll shoot it. I don't know the exact movie technology or movie terms, but they shot it in a way with they could render, they could change the suit in post-production, the color of it. So whatever way they shot it with Zack Snyder, they could change it to the black and they could change it to black, the way we see right here, or they could change it to the blue and red. But if you remember, that scene was released without Zack Snyder's permission. Remember, that scene was released on the Blu-ray as a deleted scene, but that was rendered, that was changed by Joss Whedon back to the blue and the red. And that's why the quality of the scene looks like it's a little bit different. Now, Zack would have shot that scene on film, and every scene that Joss Whedon would have done, it would have been on digital. So that's why it kind of looks a bit different, but it's also a little bit brighter as well, and it's not the kind of colour that Zack would shoot that scene in. So that was changed, and that's a 100% Zack Snyder scene, but it was changed by Joss Whedon. So that's what I'm talking about, that there might be some scenes that we've seen in 2017 that were shot by Zack, but they were changed by Joss Whedon. Now, the reason I like the black Superman suit is because he died. He died in Batman vs Superman. What do you expect him to come back in? That Superman suit that's torn to pieces, that's absolutely butchered. The cape is kind of ripped. The big stab from Doomsday through his chest. He's not going to wear that suit, you know. And how many Superman suits are there actually lying around the place? Now, there was another deleted scene that we saw of Superman in the Kryptonian ship, and he sees the black Superman suit. Is that the suit that he tries on? Now, I do like the silver on the S. I think it stands out very much, and I like the way it gathers your attention straight away when you look at the suit. But in Zack Snyder's Justice League, he will be in a black suit, and he'll have to earn the red suit. I don't know if by the end of the film he'll have it. Because remember that scene at the end of Justice League in 2017 where Superman hears something and then he opens up his clothes and he has the red suit on. We know that there was a scene that was shot by Zack Snyder, but I wonder, was that supposed to be the black suit he has underneath that, or what way that was supposed to be done? It's all very interesting and so many questions that have yet to be answered, but we'll find out in 2021. But also Zack was saying, also Dave the Film Junkie was saying that that's what he did. That's what he had to do to try and get a compromise, and then later he was going to change it to the black or the blue suit in post-production, and he was fighting to get that black suit because it makes sense. If you look at the comic books, the kind of Kryptonian suits are kind of healing armors as well. They kind of heal the body, so that would make sense for Superman just coming back from his death. And why would he wear the blue and red suit after him dying? You know, he's going to have a different outlook on life. He's going to be a different person. You know, he's died. What do you want him to be? The happiest person in the world? But no, I really thought this was a cool scene, and it was great to see Jeremy Irons Alfred again. And you kind of forget about all the people that you're going to see in Zack Snyder's Justice League in 2021. Him coming back, Henry coming back in full force, in the full form of Zack Snyder's vision. But Zack also said when he was on the Grace Randolph YouTube channel that he was going to bring another surprise to Justice Con for the fans. And he promoted this new shirt that's going to be released. The first 1,000 will be free, but also it will appear on ink to the people after it runs out. But it's very it's actually a pretty sweet shirt. You got Justice League right there. There's a heart in the middle of it. Look, that kind of is supposed to be a tribute towards Autumn, I'm sure, his daughter who passed away. And then the Roman numerals mean 2016 to 2021. Of course, 2016 is when he started working on Zack Snyder's Justice League, and now 2021 is the time when they get to release it, a full 5 years. But the most interesting and exciting thing is that Zack Snyder confirmed that every person who fought for his cut of Justice League is an associate producer on Zack Snyder's Justice League, and there's even a white space there so your name can go on it and you can wear it around, and you can say that you worked on Zack Snyder's Justice League or you contributed to Zack Snyder's Justice League, which I think is absolutely amazing, absolutely cool, and I can't wait to get one of these shirts. I'm definitely going to buy one because it'll go to a good cause. But this is so cool, man. I put it in my bio on Twitter as well that I'm associate producer on Zack Snyder's Justice League, and many people are also doing it. It's a very cool shirt. It's a very sweet shirt. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I can't wait to wear it, and I can't wait to tell people that I worked on Zack Snyder's Justice League. I was a producer on that. So that's pretty cool. And so every single person who contributed to the Zack Snyder's Justice League ever coming out, it can get one of these shirts and say you worked on the film, which is pretty cool. But Zack also, he had an interview, had a panel with the Nerd Queens and Meg, where he talked and he was asked a number of questions and he answered, and he gave some interesting insight on his thought process for Zack Snyder's Justice League, and also what he is willing to do, what he's trying to do, what exactly is Zack Snyder's Justice League, and who might or who might not appear in it. February 2017, the film was finished. So when Zack was doing his interview, I was on Twitter and I was kind of tweeting some of the stuff that he said to get them out there so people would know who wasn't able to watch the stream straight away, and just to get a discussion going. But 2017, the film was finished. Now, what does he mean by finished? Now, there's been a big debate over the course of many years about what it actually means for Zack Snyder's Justice League to be actually finished. He always had a cut. Some scenes were finished, some scenes were not, but every single scene that he wanted to shoot, he had it done by February 2017. Sure, they wrapped filming in, I think it was October 2016. They had a big wrap party. I remember the pictures on Jason Momoa's Instagram, but he wanted to go back, of course, and shoot that extra scene with Harry Harry Lennox as Martian Manhunter, but the main stuff that he wanted, he had already shot, and that was in the can, that was ready to go. All that needed to be worked on was probably score, visual effects, and music, things like that, and just to tune the film up to be the way that he wanted it to be, editing, all that stuff. But everything that he wanted to be shot, it was done by February 2017, an exception for that Lennox Martian Manhunter scene. But also remember, Zack Snyder's had 3 years to sit in this film to think what he could have done better, what he could have done more, what scenes he could have added, how he could have tuned the story more. So I'm sure over those 3 years he would have thought of extra scenes to do. And remember the art contest, the poster, the winner got a free pass to on set, And so look, he wants to do additional scenes, and will he get to do them? I'm sure he will get to do them. Additional photography in terms of doing some more extra scenes. Maybe that's going to tune up the story a little bit more. Maybe it's going to make it more into an episodic form, and how cliffhangers or add a little bit more character development and stuff like that. So that was in 2017. Just because he adds additional scenes now doesn't mean that his cut, the way that he wanted it, wasn't finished back then. It's a different kind of film, because remember he said if it released in 2017, it would have been all compromise. If it releases now in 2021, no compromise. So there's no real right answer in any of this, because there's so many people online who debate, I was right, you were wrong, all this stuff. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. He had shot what he wanted to do. He might have wanted to go back and do an extra scene or two. Effects need to be finished. Look, I'm not going to get into that debate. There was a cut of the film. That is true. There was something to watch. That was also true. So let's just leave it at that. OG Steppenwolf is going to be in Zack Snyder's Justice League 2021. So you remember in Batman vs Superman when Lex Luthor went to the Kryptonian ship and he got to meet Steppenwolf himself, and then Steppenwolf kind of vanished with some of the mother boxes, or that was kind of maybe a cryptic message or something of the mother boxes and what Steppenwolf was going to do on Earth. Maybe like a message in some sorts. But yeah, that was a cool design, and I couldn't wait to see the actual fully formed Steppenwolf in Justice League. And you see the concept art, it's a very scary character, a very scary look. And one of my main disappointments with the 2017 version was the look that they gave Steppenwolf and the look that they gave the Parademons. They changed it up a little bit more, they made them less scary, less intimidating. That's what I liked about the Parademons in Batman vs Superman. The way they kind of carried themselves, each one on their own, seemed to be a struggle, seemed to be hard to beat. And the Steppenwolf design, the concept art, it looks scary as fuck. But in 2017, they just made him into a stupid villain that seemed to have absolutely no emotion in his face at all. So I'm glad that they're going back to the OG Steppenwolf look, and that's what Zack says they're working on right now, is to get that right, to get that finished so it can be ready for 2021. And Steppenwolf is going to be a badass, ruthless villain who is trying to impress Darkseid. Another big debate is the name. What's it going to be called? The name of the movie Zack Snyder's Justice League is the name we all want, the name we're all working on. Legal restriction is in the way. It's the correct way of looking at the movie. Now, there's been debate and rumours online that it's not going to be called Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's going to be changed to something else. And Zack confirms here that there's kind of legal restrictions in the way. We all want it to be called Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's the right way of looking at it, because it's his film, 100% unfiltered Zack Snyder, his vision, his look at these characters, his story, and that's why it should be called Zack Snyder's Justice League. But there might be some legal restrictions in that. I don't know exactly how that works or anything like that. So with the name might be changed, but hopefully by 2021 it is all sorted out, and we know that is going to be called Zack Snyder's Justice League. But he said at DC Fandom, we will know, we will get to see a trailer, we will get to see what the actual official title is. And I forget if he said we were going to get a release date, I can't really remember, but he definitely said that we will get to find out the full title of the film. These characters are bigger than us and any filmmaker. This is our take and this is our approach. So Zack Snyder is kneeling deeply into, this is his version, this is his story, this is his multiverse, this is his Snyderverse, this is his whatever you want to call it. This is his depiction of these characters. This is his vision that he has, and he says, look, these filmmakers they were here before we got on this earth. In terms of when you were born, they'll be here when we die. They'll live, they'll stand the test of time. many people will take over the mantle, Like, we have different versions of Batman. We've got Batman Forever, we got Batman and Robin, we got the Michael Keaton Batman, we got Ben Affleck, we got Christian Bale, we got Robin Pattinson coming, we got the CW going to take a crack at Batman as well. We had the Gotham TV series, So there's different incarnations, there's different looks at these characters, and there's something for everybody. And I'm sure throughout the history of time, whatever the future, probably long after any of us are gone, but we might get another version of Batman Forever or a Batman and Robin. You never know what's going to happen, how time changes, how perception, how opinions change. So that's what Zack is saying here. It's like he said it on the Grace Randolph video. He said that all the greatest DC comic stories have been standalone, and they haven't been catering to a big multi-universe where they have to connect everything like the MCU per se. So they can tell their own stories, their own unique storytelling, have their vision, their version of these characters, and tell them with no consequences. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And that's what I'm all for. I'm all for artistic integrity, different versions, different visions. Look at the X-Men universe. It didn't stick to the comics, it did its own thing in terms of Wolverine and Cyclops and then Logan and things like that. So it doesn't have to be relatable to the comics. Just tell a unique story and tell your vision the way that you want to tell it. Sounds like the way Zack Snyder's Justice League was shot. It's going to be very unique and new to the comic book movie genre. And yeah, I'm not knowledgeable in what the ratios of films are and how they're shot and things like that. And Zack got into a big speech about them, and it was hard to keep up at times. But he said just the way that he shot Zack Snyder's Justice League, it's very new, it's very unique to this comic book movie genre. And this gets me even more excited. How much different is Zack Snyder's Justice League gonna look to Man of Steel, to Batman vs Superman? It sounds like it's gonna look a little bit different, and this is something new for this genre. So that gets me excited straight away. Not because it's Zack Snyder, because it's different, it's unique, it's new to the comic book movie genre. That's what I always love about the superhero movies. Something new, something different. Logan, Spider-Man 2. Then you can go watch Batman vs Superman. You can go watch Shazam, you can go watch Winter Soldier, all these different kind of risk-taking stories that tell different elements, bring world life elements into the world of these characters, and that's what I love. So I can't wait to see how this film is actually going to look. And also, Zack was asked about these rumours going around, will any Joss Whedon scenes make it into his version of Justice League? He says, no chance on earth that a shot prior or after I left the movie would be in my cut. I would blow that fucking movie up if a shot was in it that's not mine. I paraphrased a little bit there, but yeah, so that's big shots fired, and he seemed very kind of not angry, but just kind of up for it, kind of talking in relation to Joss Whedon's scenes that might pop up in his film. That's not gonna happen whatsoever. Anything that you've seen in 2017, you might see little snippets and clips and stuff, but it'll be 100% Zack Snyder's film in 2021. There will be no Joss Whedon scenes, and that's good news for everybody. That film should just never be talked about or never be seen again. But look, Zack he got his point across very, very quickly there. He said, no way is that going to happen at all. It's his film. No shots from any other director, any other person, any studio, anything like that is going to pop up in his film, and that's great to hear. A fan question about Green Lantern was asked, and Zack Snyder just couldn't really say anything. He kind of shrugged his shoulders and kind of said, sure, we've heard all these rumours that Ryan Reynolds might pop back up in the DC universe as Green Lantern, as Hal Jordan. He was the best part about that 2011 disaster of a film, so I would love to see Ryan Reynolds come back and get some redemption. There's been speculation that Sam Benjamin is Green Lantern. I don't think he is. I heard he's not Green Lantern. I heard he is just a military guy in the film. He has a good lot of screen time seemingly, but he doesn't have a character of that high standards. But I have said before that I think Sam Benjamin could end up being a Green Lantern, but I don't think he's going to be Hal Jordan. I think maybe down the line, maybe like Harry Lennox has now become Martian Manhunter. Sam Benjamin could become some form of a Green Lantern, a new character for the Green Lantern Corps. That's definitely a high possibility, definitely. And but in Zack Snyder's Justice League, I think we will see Green Lantern. I don't necessarily think in the original plan he had Hal Jordan or John Stewart in his film. I just think he had maybe Green Lantern Corps. But if he gets to go back and do additional scenes. And there has been talk that Ryan Reynolds is interested in coming back to the DC universe and as Green Lantern. Then Zack might do an additional scenes or a cameo for Ryan Reynolds, and bringing him back to the DC universe would be absolutely brilliant. Remember, Ryan Reynolds has spoken on the Snyder Cut before in public and on Twitter, so I wonder, was it more than just a joke? And I wonder, is Zack Snyder interested in that? I think it would be pretty cool, and I'd be all for Ryan Reynolds coming back as Green Lantern, especially if Disney aren't going to use Deadpool in the future, because them doing an R-rated Deadpool film, I don't see that happening. I just want to talk for a few minutes about the black suit Superman. There's a lot of criticism about Zack Snyder using the black suit. And I'm like, have you ever seen the comic books where Superman is wearing the black suit as he comes back, and it's part of his kind of redemption, it's part of his resurrection? And look, I said, look, the black suit Superman seems to be a Kryptonian tradition. I don't see the problem, and it looks very cool. Plus, the actor and the character stand out more. Now look at those 4 images. You got General Zod, you've got Jor-El, you got Kal-El, Superman, Clark Kent. They stand out in the black suit. The S also pops very much as well on the suit. You can see the character stands out. So General Zod, Michael Shannon's acting in Man of Steel was absolutely brilliant, and you really kind of looked at his face because the suit wasn't kind of shining. It wasn't the blue, it wasn't the red, where it pops out and kind of takes away kind of your distraction of the actor's acting. I think with the black suit, the actor can act and you can see it. It stands out, even Superman smiling in that clip, it stands out even more than it would in the red suit. So I think that's actually a cool element. And look at Man of Steel, look at Batman versus Superman, or look at Man of Steel and see how the black Superman Kryptonian suit works. I think it works very much. And I think it might even work more than the black or the blue and the red suit, because it really, really stands out. Aquaman's suit is kind of bright enough. Wonder Woman's suit, Flash, bright. Cyborg is bright too. Batman is always dark, we know that. But to see Superman in a darker suit would be new, it would be unique, it'd be different for live action Superman, and I think it would stand out and look very well when Zack when he's finished his effects and has it in full context. I think it's going to look very much good. I think it's going to look cool. I think it's going to stand out, and I think it's going to people are going to eat their words on how it looks. And even the way Zack Snyder spoke about Superman, it really debunks the logic that some people have about his version of Superman. This is his story. Now, it was never supposed to be branch off trilogies. That's what the studio wanted in terms of Cyborg, Flash, the solo movies. But he wanted to tell his 5-story arc per se, his trilogy of Superman, the birth, the death, the resurrection of this character, and how he would be perceived in the world that we live in today. These characters with extraordinary abilities, but also have real world grounded problems and elements that we face day to day. And that's how I always related to DC characters a little bit more, because you could relate to the characters, you could relate to the world that they were in, very much like the Joker film, the Dark Knight trilogy. You can see yourself in those worlds. You can see those worlds, they're very relatable to the ones that we have. You can see Batman's Ben Affleck dealing with PTSD, dealing with that trauma. People do that in real life. Clark Kent feeling like an alien, feeling like an outsider being lonely, wanting love, wanting just to be loved, wanting to live a happy life. We can all relate to those things. Cyborg being an amputee, things like that. So it's very interesting. Flash losing his father, losing his mother. There's very cool. I'd say cool because we can relate to them and we can understand these characters better. And that's why I've always related to DC more. Marvel does that great as well, but DC for me hits that grounded element. It really does. And even elements in Shazam, it for me personally, that's how I feel. That's how these characters talk to me. And that's why I relate to these characters a lot more. So I think in the full context, Zack Snyder's Justice League is probably going to be his most grounded film yet. And I know you're saying there's superheroes, there's gods, there's aliens, there's all that. When I say grounded, I say take away all those elements. Look at the characters, look at the people and these extraordinary stories, and you will find a very grounded element of storytelling, very grounded characters. That's my opinion. That's how I feel, and I have the proof to back up my claims. Just look at Man of Steel. Just look at Batman versus Superman, and I think Zack Snyder's Justice League will be very much like that. Also, there's even elements of it in Watchmen. So Zack Snyder for me understands that, and that's why I relate to him more as a director in the comic book movie genre than say the Russo brothers. And that's not taken away from the Russo brothers. They do a great job. They make some good films, but that's just for me personally how I relate to these characters. So I think the black Superman suit will very much be brilliant. And also, one of the most important things to come out of Justice Con with Zack Snyder is at DC Fandom we will find out if Zack Snyder's Justice League will be a full-blown film or be a TV kind of series episodic form. And look, either way I'm fine. I think Zack understands that either way is going to be fine also. Whatever he wants to do, whatever his vision entails, if it's series, if it's a film, I'm glad I'm going to watch it either way. How do I think it's going to be released? Well, the way that Zack Snyder was talking, I think it's going to be released in both ways. I think it's going to be a full-blown 4 or 5 hour film that we can sit back and watch. I also think it's going to be in a TV series kind of format. But what comes first? Are we going to see it in a film first and then broken down into episodes? Are we going to see it broken into episodes and then as a full-blown film? I don't know. I think I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to go with the episodic form first. That's the way I'm going to go. That's the way I think it's going to be done. I think that the way that they're editing it right now, I think maybe the additional photography, I think that they are shaping it to be told in an episodic form also. And because I think HBO Max, HBO want that next Game of Thrones entity that can fill that gap of discussion, of online buzz, of trending. I think Zack Snyder's Justice League can do this. This is going to be the biggest streaming movie show of all time. It features iconic, worldwide known characters like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash. Aquaman has made that breakthrough now. It's $1 billion film, $1 billion character. Cyborg is known very well with a younger audience in terms of the shows, and he's trying to build up to be that live action character also, where audiences know him. So for me, I think this is going to be an extraordinary event when it does release. It's going to be like nothing that we've ever seen. It's the biggest streaming service product in the history of media, of entertainment, and I stand behind that very much so. I think it's going to be in episodic form first, and then we will get to see it in a 5 hour assembly cut film with maybe extra scenes and extra character development, or whatever way. Could the extra character development might be in the episodic form, but for me, episodic form is coming first. But as always, guys, I want to hear your thoughts on Justice Con, on Zack Snyder's comments on that clip that he released, on the t-shirts, which look pretty cool. The clip was cool, the t-shirts were cool, all the information that Zack Snyder gave us, it was all some cool stuff, and it got me even more excited for 2021, and even for DC Fandom, where we will get probably a full-blown trailer. We'll get to know what it's going to be called, we'll get to know if it's going to be a film or a TV series, and that's going to be absolutely brilliant. But guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Come and engage. Come follow me on all the socials. Talk about the one thing we love, which is movies. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your even your differences. If you disagree with me, come and talk about it. That's what we should do. We'll talk about it in a calm, understandable manner. We won't get angry at each other. We'll just talk about movies. Until next time, guys, remember Zack Snyder's Justice League is coming out in 2021, and Black Suit Superman is real.